All right. Hello again, everybody, and good afternoon. Welcome once again to another edition of the Enhanced Sports Show. My name is Louis Tenor, and for the next just under 2 hours or so, we'll be covering everything in the world of sports. The good, the bad, and oh yeah, the ugly. As that's part of my new catchphrase. Don't forget, you can check other shows out for Saul McGee with his fun show in the DMV, which comes up at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, after yours truly, and Kevin Nixon Mondays from 6 to 8 during football season, 7 to 9 during non-football season. Look at it that way. And don't forget, check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in theenhancedsportshow.com, and you'll hear the show in its entirety. All right, we got a lot to cover. Before we do, I'll just bring down the sporting events of this month, and we'll do the standings a little bit later on because I want to get through the World Series as bad as it was. Of course, we have college football and NFL still going on. College basketball starts on Monday officially. Thank goodness. Also, of course, Thanksgiving is coming up, so that means the NFL games, the big triple header on Thursday on Thursday afternoon on the 28th, and the New York City Marathon is tomorrow, which always is a special place for me because I've done that twice back in my younger days. You guys know how old I am. I'm not going to go any further than that. Thank you. All right. So enough of my rambling. I'll bring in the crew here. Steve Davidson, Mikey, Matthew. All right. I'm glad you're feeling better. Good. Welcome back. All right, guys. So we'll take care of the what happened with the World Series. Now, for the most part, it wasn't a bad World Series. It was competitive throughout much of the series in 5 games, all with the exception of Game 4, which turned into a rout thanks to the Yankees. But it was a fairly close series. I want to start though with Game 4. Just when we thought the World Series was over and that the Dodgers were looking to sweep, uh-uh. The Yankees came back alive, and I thought it was going to be, a momentum shifter. I mean, I don't know what else is thinking, but I thought it was, coming up a big victory and, on our side. And I thought maybe it was going to, turn around a bit. So the Yankees were facing elimination in that Game 4. Um, they didn't play in the long ball style, especially with the big three of Stanton, Judge, Rosado. But their shortstop, who's been was their shortstop power, who has otherwise been sporadic at best. But the timing of Anthony Volpe was perfect as he hit a grand slam in the third inning and came away with an 11-4 victory. Wow, two grand slams in the same week. Wow. The Dodgers, though, still had 3-1 the series at that point, and odds capped off the season with their eighth time in franchise history, counting back the days of Brooklyn. Yes. But it was Garrett Cole pitching. What could have been maybe possibly going back to Game 6, which could have been last night. Sorry, it wasn't. The Dodgers wasted their first chance to clinch as they employed their fourth bullpen game of the postseason as starting pitcher Ben Kasparaitis handed a 2-1 lead over to Daniel Hudson in the bottom of the third, thanks to Freeman's fourth home run in 4 games and 2 consecutive 2-run shot on top of the first. So far, so good, right? Right. Well, for the Dodgers. But Hudson was erratic in hitting Aaron Judge with the pitch giving a single to Jazz Chisholm, walking Stanton after nearly hitting him 1 out later. Now, Volpe connected on a loud shot to left field, and the home crowd went nuts. The game was something to cheer about in the series finally. Thank goodness. Forget the final score. It was 5-4 to 5 innings, then 6-4 heading into the 8th. The Dodgers chose not to chase the game with their high-low relievers, and stay in the game until Brad Honeywell gave up 5 runs, including a 3-run jack by Gilbert Torres and a single by Aaron Judge, his first in the series. And through it, the Dodgers bullpen game. And though it was the Dodgers bullpen game, the Yankee relievers stole the show through 5 innings of no-hit ball. Closer Luke Weaver came on the 7th, holding a 6-4 lead, struck out the Mook, who represented the tying run. Mookie Betts, that is. He came back out for the 8th. He got Freddie Freeman to pop out center and struck out both Teoscar Hernandez and Mad Max Muncy to maintain the lead. However, in the 8th, it all fell apart. The offensive explosion came in the 8th to live another day and say, play ball for Game 5. I really thought that something was going to happen, with that, because that I thought was like going to be a momentum shifter, kind of like, let's say the Braves and Mets in Game 5 back in the '99 World NLCS. I thought it was going to happen. When the Mets came back in that series and forced the Game 6 back out with the Braves. I was thinking kind of along like that. Right, Jimmy? Yeah, right, we were. Hold on. I'm doing Game 4 first. Then we'll do the tragic comedy of Game 5. Oh, boy. Uh, anyone else have comments on Game 4 before I move on to that tragic comedy? Steve, nothing. Matthew, thoughts on Game 4 first? Yeah. How about you, Mike? Yeah. Well, game. I mean, Game 4. I thought was going to be, giving us a glimmer of hope, as the saying goes. And Game 5, it started out with a bang. We started with fireworks. Aaron Judge got a home run, and then we had back-to-back home runs. It was almost like a shoe in that game that we were going to take it and maybe have a Game 6. So, I really thought something was going to happen. But uh, in the 5th inning, it all fell apart. The Dodgers came back, and it showed why they were the National League champions this year. And I really thought that they were going to, I really thought the Yankees were going to come back, even though the Dodgers took the lead. That was a very competitive Game 5, despite the fact that we also lost that, which we shouldn't have. And if you're pardon the expression, all hell broke loose. Sorry, guys, about that. But you get the general idea. That was just there was just no excuse, and the errors that were made. There was no excuse for that. three errors in game five, which was cost us that. And I don't know what Aaron Boone was thinking, but I mean, I wouldn't say he's all to blame for the mistakes, but making those changes, and of course, bobbling the ball first, and everything fell apart. I mean, it just fell apart, just like that. It was just like becoming like I was like, yeah. Well, Cole is not getting his option now. I think he's going to move on to free agency now. I mean, it seems that way. I mean, just to go from a high hope and thinking, well, yeah, we're gonna win. We're going game 5 and go back to LA, but it didn't happen. I was hoping that in the ninth inning, we were going to, we had our good hitters and maybe make a game of it. Only down by a run, so I was thinking that it was gonna, I was gonna turn things around, and unfortunately, it didn't. Okay, so here's what happened with game 5. Follow along, me, please, if you dare. Right, this Dodgers beat my Yankees in game 5. Unfortunately, well, I hate this thing. All right, so against the Yankees, the Dodgers pitching staff continued to stifle a high-powered lineup as the Dodgers beat the Yankees, which finished third with it'll be 815 runs in the regular season, to only 7 runs combined in the first 3 games of the series. Wow. This was it's the third championship for manager Dave Roberts that led the Angels in 2020 and once a player in 2004 with the, if you pardon, Boston Red Sox, or as I say, the Dead Sox. The team had 0 quitting. Dodgers reliever Blake Terrien said post game, if we don't have the outcome that we want, there are always going to be guys picking on each other up and challenging ourselves to be better. That's why we won tonight. Yeah. I get the point. Ugh. Yankees won 94 games in the regular season, at best in the American League. Aaron Judge with 50 home runs and drove 144 runs during the regular season. Should win the AL MVP, but he struggled in the postseason, only hitting a mere 184 with 3 homers in 14 games. But at least he did hit a home run in that game 5 when we were still, looking like we were on our way to victory. And it was the biggest comeback in World Series history. Actually, I don't think that's true because I think the Yankees did against the Braves in 1996. We were down by 6 runs, so I think that's a little bit misleading. So Aaron Judge hit a one-out double, and Chesson walked right after the Yankees couldn't bring either of them home. Stanton flew out to right field. Rizzo struck out swinging to end the inning. That was a double whammy for New York, which not only didn't score, but we needed the bottom of the order to get the rally started the next inning. I don't know about you, but I really don't think about the bottom of the order producing a lot of hits. Sorry. The Dodgers were up 7-6 after 2 sac flies on top of the 8th, but the Yankees will have a great opportunity to tie or take the lead. Next as Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, and Chad Chisholm were due up next. Yeah, a 1-2-3 combination, sure. After Shohei Ohtani got to first via catcher's interference, Mookie Betts came up with the bases loaded, sac fly to center. Yep. The Dodgers took the first lead of the game 7-6 in game 5. It was a 6-6 game after Gavin Lux tied after Gallen's a sac fly to center. The Dodgers hit 2 singles and drew a walk to load the bases and chase Tommy Caneo. After Luke Weaver came in, Lux drove home Kike Hernandez and moved Tommy Edman to third. And well, unfortunately, that's how it worked out in that one hit in the ninth inning. Anything rather, the top of the ninth. and that was all they wrote. And the Dodgers go on to win 7-6 and spoils the Yankees' chance to come back and try to tie it up and maybe take the series. I really thought it was going to go 7. Yeah, that's what disappointing too. That it didn't go 7 games. I thought it was going to go 7 games. You had the best two teams in the league, and yet you managed to win in 5. Shocking, isn't it, folks? Right, James? Scared? You said? Hmm. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say they didn't show up. I mean, well, maybe they didn't show up for this. Well, it looked like in the beginning they showed up, and because they were just, firing base hits and back-to-back home runs, I would have thought maybe, hey, this could be quite a night for us. And then the fifth inning, it all fell apart. You know, it. I mean, it sunk faster than the Titanic for crying out loud. You know, that's the way I look at it. Jack, help! No, oh boy. Okay, enough of that. But you know, it was just shocking to see how it just evaporated so quickly. One mistake, and it got 3 errors on the team, and then they never recovered from it. They never recovered from it. So, and I was just still holding up for hope, and hopefully thinking that in the bottom of the ninth, we were going to come back and get. I mean, to go down like that at home, no less, is bad. To lose is bad, but to lose like that at home after having a 5-run lead, I mean, there's really no excuse for that. Anybody else have any other thoughts on this misery of mine? No. How about you, Steve? I know you're not much of a Yankee fan, but any thoughts? Thank you. Yeah. I mean, it was fine until the fifth inning. Yeah, I'll say. Um, Jimmy, how about you? Which also proves one other thing too. There is no such thing as home field advantage, no matter what anybody tells you. I'm sorry. Because if there was, we would have won it because if there was, we would have won it easily. But no. I mean, yeah, we won one game at home, but that was about it. Home field advantage is a myth, no matter what you've heard. You do not have an advantage just because you win. If you did, you win every game at home. So therefore, it's all proven that home field advantage does not exist. Football, maybe, but very, very, yeah, very little though. But for the most part, forget. Okay, so going on to our few idiots of the week because I got a few here. Idiot number one, which is actually a pair of idiots, a pair of Yankee fans who attempted to pry a Gleyber Torres foul ball from the glove of Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts in Tuesday's Game 4 of the World Series were banned for Game 5 tonight, actually Wednesday night, and probably going to be allowed in the Yankee Stadium again. The Yankees released a statement and called the incident unacceptable and, in the words of Debbie Duck, despicable. Betts appeared to be incensed at the moment in Game 4, with replays showing that the fan not only attempted to interfere with his glove, but grabbed onto his free hand when he attempted to transfer the ball and showed the umpire. Torres was deemed out on fair interference, and fans who identify themselves to ESPN as Austin Capobalenko, a season ticket holder, and his accomplice John Peter, who were escorted out of the team by team security. Out of the team by team security. His accomplice. I had to throw that in. The fans claimed they were told. The fans claimed they were told that they could return for Game 5, which they did not. That was told on Wednesday that they are not allowed to enter the game, and I think are banned for life. It is not known if they'll face any additional banishment, which they did, though they'll have the money they spent on Game 5 tickets refunded. How stupid you have to be to get into an important game like that, and you would interfere with the ball. How dumb can you be? Really? Of all the things people do, I mean, it's almost like the same as Jeffrey Mayer almost 30 years ago, although he claims that wasn't intentional. But still, I mean, if the ball's in play, leave it alone, okay? Because that also would have caused that could have been done more serious damage. You're lucky that we won that game, but you could have costed it. What a how dumb. How dumb. Yeah. That's just only one day of the week there. Because I got more later on. Yeah. Yeah. They could have pulled his arm. Yeah, and then you'd be in real trouble. Yeah. Yeah. I call for deportation to Canada. How about you? All right, maybe not. Maybe that's a little bit harsh, but still. Yeah. No, but I mean, they should be, disciplined for their actions. I say deport them to Canada. Yeah, right. And you don't deserve it either. Yeah, yeah. Stupid is as stupid does, folks. And believe me, that is pretty stupid. So on to more of this tragic story here. Well, I should say in the world of baseball in the World Series. If I can find it here. Just give me a second here, folks, because sometimes the notes get a little bit messed up here. But yes, and just like that, the series is over. I was hoping for Game 7 tonight, but do I get it? Nah. All right, so no sooner does the Dodgers win the World Series on Wednesday night, guess what, folks? They're already making odds for next season. And who do you think is the favorite? Go on, take a guess. Anybody? Of course, the Dodgers. So the Dodgers in place as the odds-on favorite to repeat as champions next season, although it's very rare to do it in this day and age. Um, by ESPN Bet, followed by the Yankees at plus 700 and the Braves at plus 750. Not bad. Further down the list are the Phillies at plus 1,000, the Orioles at plus 1,200. Got that, Steve? Yeah. I mean, it's not impossible. It's difficult, but not possible. Along with the Astros, Mets, and the Padres at plus 1,500. Sorry, Miss Fancy. The Rockies, no. As for the long shots, are what else? The Rockies and the White Sox, who, of course, now have the dubious honor of being the worst team in baseball history after losing 121 games this season. Their odds are at 400 to 1. The Dodgers rallied from a 5-0 deficit against the Yankees in Game 5 to win their second time in the last 5 seasons after trailing 5-0 in the fifth, much to my dismay. The Dodgers in game odds to win got as long as 15 to 1 at the ESPN Bet, but the Dodgers were able to cash in on the Yankees' mistakes and came away with a 7-6 victory the Dodgers began to enter the regular season as World Series favorites by all the major sports books. Of course, this became they became the first preseason betting favorites to win the World Series since the 2016 series when the Cubs finally broke that curse after 118 million years from the dinosaur era. The Dodgers have entered the World Series favorites in 3 of the last 4 seasons. How do you like that? Yankee sluggers Juan Soto, Orioles ace Corbin Burns, and Astros third baseman Alex Bergman are among high-profile free agents that could affect the World Series odds in the offseason. But as for now, the Dodgers remain the favorite to repeat next season. Uh, yeah. What about Soto? Where do you think he's going to? Where do you think Soto's going to end up? Because he's open. He says he's open to any team. Yeah. Yes. You think Soto will go with the Mets? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Greg, Greg, your thoughts? Yeah. Sorry. Wait, one at a time, guys. Right. Where do you so yeah, where do you think they'll end up? Where do you think Soto's gonna end up, Greg? Yeah. 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 No. Right. Exactly. Mhm. Sure. Yeah. Yes. It was horrible. You're right about that. The base running was horrible. All the mistakes that were made, from the 5th inning on, and they just, they just lost their focus, and that's what did it to them. Yeah. Right. Okay, so yeah, yeah. I'll I'll get to that stuff later. I'll get to that stuff a little bit later. I gotta do one thing at a time. So to sum it up, the Dodgers had their victory parade yesterday, 7-6 and 5 after winning 7-6 and 5 games. I was able to catch some of that myself on online on my streaming device yesterday, much to my dismay. Yuck. Um, so they were in full celebration mode. Manager Dave Roberts was ready for a victory parade after winning Game Three, which gave him the 3-0 lead, and he said nothing would get in the way of that. Well, he was right. Once he realized that he was getting parade, Roberts was all hyped up. Yeah, the Dodgers held their victory parade yesterday at 11 a.m. local time in front of City Hall in downtown Los Angeles. Once Mayor Karen Bass got the parade off starting, the Dodgers rode through downtown area atop of double-decker buses for about 45 minutes. Fans were encouraging public transportation. Starting around 12:15 p.m. their time, 3:15 here, the Dodgers held a special ticket celebration at Dodger Stadium. The stadium opened its doors at 9 a.m and fans were able to watch the festivities through scoreboards and screens throughout the venue before the celebration made its way uphill. As the Dodgers noted, it would be impossible for fans to attend both events. Well, yeah, of course. This was their first victory parade since 1988, which was my senior year in high school. They won in 2020, but because of you know what happened then, they didn't have a public celebration in 2020. The Dodgers did go on to beat the A's in that series 4-1. Uh, the Niners won three straight games, then came back from a 5-0 deficit to win Game Six in the largest comeback to clinch the World Series. To clinch the World Series, okay, that's what we're on. And Freddie Freeman was named MVP after hitting 12 RBIs in the 5 game series, and he's hit 6 home runs in World Series games. Unbelievable. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, right. Exactly. Right. Yeah, I wish they did. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. But of course, the big problem was not during the game, but after the game. Uh, idiots number two, the ludicrous fans that were vandalizing the streets of Los Angeles after the Dodgers won the World Series. I mean, really. I mean, it seems like fans just don't know how to celebrate, after your team wins a championship, and it's just really ridiculous. There was looting and rioting and whatnot. I mean, talk about a bunch of sore winners. You know, the crowd was throwing fireworks, and officers set a bus aflame during the Dodgers winning the World Series. How stupid can you be? I mean, I yeah. And then the partner posted several posts on X, and multiple businesses were looted, properties were damaged, and vandalized during the violent celebrations of the World Series victory. I get the fact you want to go and celebrate, but come on, that is not the way to do it. Tearing up property and destroying things. I can only imagine what happened if you would have lost. Then what? I mean, really, there's a right way to celebrate and a wrong way. No, of course not. But there was no need for it. Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, right, exactly. Even more ridiculous than 1996. Mm. Okay, Diane's here. Good. Well, the Jeffrey Mayer incident, because he caught the ball and the ball was in play, but nobody seemed to complain about that, did they? Long time ago, Mike. So anyway, to continue on with so continue on. At one point, the crowd surrounded an MTA bus and was attempting to set it on fire. Even worse, according to the police department. Yeah. Mm, it has to be. Yeah. Look, the thing is, right? You know, no, but there's not a proper way to celebrate a victory. I mean, there's not a proper way to celebrate a victory. We're here. She's here. She's here. But I mean, look, when we won the World Series, did we go out looting and rioting the streets of New York? No. I mean, LA, Philadelphia. What about when Philadelphia won the Super Bowl? What about that? How much looting and rioting there was in that night when they won their first Super Bowl title ever? The fans went bananas. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. But there is no reason to celebrate. I mean, there's not really reason to celebrate. Mhm. Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's different though. That's different, Greg. Greg, they didn't really destroy any public property in the streets. They just, the goalposts and celebration. Okay, I get that. But when you go out and do it in rioting and destroy public property and businesses, that's wrong. That's completely wrong, unacceptable. Yeah. All right. So one more question, guys. Then I gotta move on. One more question. Then I gotta move on. Where do you think that Aaron Boone is gonna go? I mean, do you think he's gonna stay with the Yankees or because they're not renewing his contract? So are they gonna keep him or are they gonna say you're out of here? Yeah, you probably are. You probably are. You say fire him. Yeah, right. Yes. Right. Yes. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, I gotta move on. Yeah. Yes. We'll see. Yeah. Right. Okay, guys, I gotta move on. I gotta move on. All right, I had to move on. I don't know. It's a tough call, but it's not like it's getting fired. I mean, this contract is up, and they'll decide later whether to renew it or not. I mean, nobody makes a decision just after the World Series. I mean, come on, I gotta give a little bit of leeway here. But let's put it this way: if they do, you can use the you can't fire me. I quit. There you go. Yeah, yeah, yes, yes. All right, yeah, I'm afraid so. Steve, you want to do your WWE UFC report? Okay, okay. All right. Diane, trivia. All right. Okay. But I'm glad you're on. Okay, so I'm looking at the college football playoff rankings right now, and you might find it a bit surprising on some of these rankings here. So follow along with me, please. Number one, well, this can't be. Oh wait, this is last year. But Penn State lost against Ohio State today, so I think they're gonna drop. Much to my, I was hoping they were gonna pull it off today, but they did not. It was a competitive game though. But now when the rankings come out, I think they're gonna have to, they're gonna fall off a little bit. But it was a decent game. But Oregon looks to be the favorite right now. Uh, if Georgia should pull this off, yeah, Georgia's losing right now. I'm viewing the game on one of my sites. It's a close game though, but I think they're gonna pull it out. But Steve, I think Alabama's in big trouble. Yeah, what happened? Nick Saban got to them. I know. Every time that Penn, every time Penn State gets close, when they go up against like Ohio State, they always seem to choke. Which reminds me, one more question. Were the Dodgers too good for the Yankees, or did the Yankees just choke? Answer me that. Yeah. Right. Okay, so I should have the rankings right here right now. So let's look at it. Oregon is first, Georgia is second. Ohio State should move up to number three. I think Miami will move up to number four. That's good news for Jimmy. I think Penn State's gonna. I think Penn State's gonna drop down. I think number six or seven. I gotta see what Texas is gonna do, and the rest are gonna fall into place. And Steve, get this: Alabama is not in the top 10. So I think it's safe to say that might be. Yeah, they're out as of now. They're not even involved in the college football playoff. Two. Well, they're 14th right now. They're 14th right now, man. So it's looking pretty grim. Yeah. Yes. Right. Army. Yeah. But Navy lost, so yeah, that could put a damper on. But this is the first time Army and Navy have done this well in like 50 years. So congratulations on that. Six Army and Navy. That's a classic game at the end of the year, Doc. Does what? No. All right, Doc, just all right. Yeah. Okay, moving on. Okay, I gotta move on. All right, so Joe Embiid and Paul George, the Sixers will miss a fifth straight game with knee injuries. So they're not playing against the Grizzlies tonight. Embiid, who's been often injured, has yet to play a game this season, though was in practice yesterday in the 5-on-5 scrimmage. George will get to play this season, suffered a bone bruise on his left knee, but participated in full practice scrimmage with the Sixers. Embiid skipped the preseason and has not played basketball since the Summer Olympics, which they won gold. So that's a plus. During training camp in the Bahamas, Embiid discovered swelling in his surgically repaired left knee. As part of the plan laid out, the Sixers Embiid was detected during a routine checkup, and both sides have been managing and monitoring his knee. Sources said on Friday that Embiid competed in a 5-on-5 scrimmage with the team with his teammates. Embiid has prioritized returning when he feels comfortable about his left knee and appears close to his return. Last season, he played 39 games uh, to his knee surgery after he tore his meniscus and his left knee against the Warriors on January 30th. So right now, two of the best players, the Sixers' best player, is still out. How do you think it's going to turn out? As the season goes along. I mean, can the Sixers do well without Embiid and Paul George? Because I think if they don't, I think it's going to be a long season in Philadelphia. Any thoughts? Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. 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 Right. Yes, they were $100,000 for misinformation. Yes, for misinformation on his injury status. Yeah. Yes. No. Not at all. Yeah. Right. Right. Hello, Dana. Okay. Yes. Right. Okay. Guys, like, keep your comments under 5 minutes because I have a lot to do. So we gotta move on. Gotta keep them under 5 minutes. All right. So the Lakers declined 30-year rookie option for a guard, Jalen Hood Shafino, worth $4 million. The move will make the combo guard an unrestricted free agent next season and create roster flexibility for a Lakers team that is currently to be set over the cap next season. Hood Shafiro was selected 17th overall in 2023 after having a standout freshman at Indiana. He averaged 1.6 points per game, 0.6 rebounds in 21 games last season, but has yet to play this season. Tough break for the Lakers, which, I don't see how they're going to have a good season here either. Looks like another lost season in LA, the way I look at it. And if that's a mess, the Pelicans are a mess. I mean, we're not even 2 weeks into the season, and they're already a mash unit. I mean, Trey Murphy's out with a hamstring. DeJounte Murray has a fractured left hand in the season opener, and the Pelicans are now without two. Could be without two other of its best players. And there's even more bad news. The Pelicans announced that forward Herbert Jones suffered a right shoulder strain and tore his rotator cuff and will be signed at least 2 to 4 weeks. That's minimum. Yeah, both. Depending on who's we'll see. C.J. McCollum, who's a guard, suffered a left adductor strain, and that's going to keep him out for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Jones has averaged 6.8 points in 4 games this season. In 4 seasons, he's averaged 10.1 points. And McCollum, he was off to a good start too. He had 18 points plus and averaged 19.1 points in his 12 seasons. The Pelicans are hoping that McCollum will return in a week before the NBA rookie extension deadline passes. He signed a 4-year, $112 million deal. Murray could be out 3 to 5 more weeks with his injury. So right now, the Pelicans look like a train wreck. As they're trying to establish themselves in the league. Yeah, I don't see anything good coming out of the Pelicans guys at all. Yeah, right. No, yes, unfortunately. And Laurie Markham is out with low back spasms on Thursday. Ugh. He averaged 18 points and 7.3 rebounds in the Jazz first 4 games of the season. He did sign a contract extension in August for 230 million over the next 5 years. The forward only played 17 minutes on Tuesday's loss to the Kings, managing 7 points before he left with the spasms. Markham did practice on the team Thursday, but there was also no improvement in his condition. And rookie forward we'll just call him Flip. Starting to play some marketing against the Spurs. The Jazz selected Flip 32nd in the summer's draft. So injuries are plenty in only like the second full week of the season. Not good. And the Jets also had another injury as Greg Sirline was placed on the injured list as well. Of course, Jameis Winston has us wait. He was suspended 6 games for violating the league's gambling policy. This week, suspended 2 games for violating the league's performance-enhancing substance policy. And now it's reported that he has an entirely different pending legal matter. What do you hear this? The wide receiver is now the central figure of an internal affairs investigation by the Detroit Police Department over how he would have been facing an arrest on a gun charge to be going scot-free, according to the ABC News affiliate. Jameson made us aware that he was a passenger at a routine traffic stop on October 8th. We discussed the incident with him, and we are keeping the league informed of what we know. Well, he was released without incident or citation. It is our understanding that the police department is revisiting the matter. Jameson had hired an attorney and will not be commenting further out of respect for legal process. Boy, he's in a lot of trouble here. Just when Detroit's getting good, he had this problem. Yeah. Go ahead. I know you're trying to say someone's trying to say something. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. All right, Diane. All right, Diane. You been with your trivia now? Okay. All right. I'm gonna run down the standings for the NBA. I mean the NHL and the NFL. It's a little bit too early for the NBA, so we'll just do the standings right here. All right. In the AFC East, the Bills are 6-2. The rest of the AFC is a disaster, as the Jets are 3-6. The Dolphins are 2-5. Wow. And the Patriots are 2-6. That division's a mess. Steelers are 6-2. Orioles are Ravens are 5-3 in the North. The Bengals are 3-5, and the Browns are 2-6. In the AFC South, the Texans are 6-3. The Colts are 4-4. The Jaguars are 2-6, and the Titans 1-6. In the West, Chiefs are 7-0. Broncos 5-3, respectively. Chargers 4-3, and the Raiders 2-6. Now over to the national side. Commanders 6-2. You gotta like that, Steve. Eagles 5-2. Cowboys 3-4, and the Giants 2-6. In the North, the best division in football. No, I don't time, Steve. What's the what? Say it again, Dana. Bengals. I'm getting it right now. I'm getting it right now. Bengals are 6-2. Eagles are 5-2. Cowboys are 3-4, and Giants 2-6. Now for the North, the Lions 6-1. Packers 6-2. They play each other this week. Oh wow, it's gonna be a game. The Vikings 5-2, and the Bears 4-3. Very surprising this year. I'm surprised. In the South, Falcons are 5-3. Bucks are 4-4. Saints are 2-6, and the Panthers 1-7. And in this pathetic division that we call the NFC West, the Cardinals, 49ers, and Seahawks are all 4-4, and the Rams are 3-4. Just absolutely sickening. Pretty sad when you think about it. All right, NHL. Oops, wrong button again. All right, the NHL. All right. You really want to know? Well, they're decent. Right? They're the only team with a 500 record or better. AFC East. All right. So for NHL in the Eastern Conference, the Panthers are 9-3-1 with 19 points. The Lightning 7-4-0 at 14 points. The Leafs 6-4-1 13 points. The Bruins 5-6-1 11 points. Senators are 10 points at 5-5-0. Red Wings 4-5-1 9 points. Also the Sabres and Canadians are at 9 points at 4-6-1. In the Metro, that's our division, guys. The Devils are 7-5-2 at 16 points. Rangers 7-2-1 at 15 points. But remember, the Devils have more overtime and shootout losses, so they get the extra point. Capitals 14 points at 9-7-2, 7-2-0. Excuse me. Also, that belongs to the Hurricanes. Blue Jackets 5-4-1, 11 points. Islanders 4-5-2, 10 points. They got another injury last night. Sorry. Flyers 4-7-1, 9 points. Same thing as the Penguins. Wow. To the West, this Western Conference, the Jets 10-1-0, 20 points, the best in the league. Wild 7-1-2, 16 points. Stars 7-4-0, 14 points. Utah 5-4-2, 12 points. Rocky Avalanche and Blues are 5-6-0, 10 points. The Yahoos, aka the Predators, are 3-6-1, 7 points. Blackhawks 3-7-1, 7 points. And the Pacific, the Knights 7-3-1, 15 points. The Kings 14 points at 6-3-2. Flames 6-4-1, 13 points. Canucks 4-2-3, 11 points. Also 11 points are the Oilers and Kraken at 5-7-1. Ducks 4-4-2, 10 points, and the Sharks 3-7-2, 8 points. Before I go on anything else, I heard an interesting question with my colleagues this past week, and I want to know from the crowd here, what do you think is the best time of year for sports? I mean, there's all kinds of events that go on throughout the year, but what do you think is really the best time of year for a sports fan? Yeah, Jimmy? Anybody have any idea? There's no right or wrong answer here. There's no right or wrong. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would think so too. I think so too. October. Hmm. All right. Okay. Okay. I'll buy that. All right. Anyone? Anyone else have any thoughts? Ah, yes. Yeah. True. Yes. Right. Sure. Okay. I'll buy that. I don't think though money is right now. Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Quickly. All right. All right. 11. 31. Wow. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think I did hear that. She's right. I think I did hear that. 24 seconds. 24 seconds. Wow. Okay. Anything else, Doc? Oh yeah. Okay. Is it Mia? Mia. That was easy. That was easy. Okay. All right. Shall I move on? Okay. All right. College football time, guys. Ready? All right. Listen carefully. We'll start with Saturday's games. First up, Penn State versus Washington. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. All right. Mike. Matthew. Matthew. Alex. Diane. Steve Kent, did I get you? Okay. And Dana. And Dana. All right. Well, if Jimmy comes back in, he'll get his. All right. Ohio State, Purdue. Steve Davidson. Uh, Matthew. Okay, he left. Jimmy. Oh, there you are. Alex. All right. Uh, Mike. Diane. Steve. Of course. Dana. The Ohio State is. Okay. Miami, Georgia Tech. Jimmy. Of course. Steve Davidson. All right. Alex. Alex. All right. Diane. Steve. And Dana. Miami it is. All right. Tennessee. Oh, sorry, it's Miami, Georgia Tech. Yeah, I'll go Miami. All right. Clemson, Virginia Tech. Steve Davidson. All right. Mike. No, sorry. Sorry, Jimmy. Jimmy. Yes. Alex. Alex. Okay. Mike. Dana. All right. I'm sorry. Diane. And Steve. I'm going Clemson too. Actually, it's a tie between the 11th with the Clemson and Ohio State. Go figure. Okay, Iowa State and Kansas. Steve Davidson. All right. Uh, Jimmy. You mean Iowa State? Okay. Alex. Mike. Diane. Steve. And Dana. Iowa State, you mean, but I get it. That's Iowa State for me too. All right. In Indiana, Indiana, Michigan, Steve Davidson. Ooh, upset. All right. Jimmy. All right. Uh, yeah. Mike. Alex. Diane. Steve. Yeah. You can say that again. Dana. Michigan, Indiana. I'm going to Indiana. All right. Boise State versus Nevada. Steve Davidson. All right. Uh, Jimmy. All right. Alex. Mike. Jimmy. Yes. Steve. All right. Dana. Boise State is. Okay. Moving along. Okay. Pittsburgh, Virginia. Steve Davidson. You say what you want, but you know. All right. Jimmy. Alex. Mike. Diane. Steve. Dana. I'm going Pittsburgh too. Washington State, Utah State. Now these are both state schools. Keep that in mind. Steve Davidson. Jimmy. All right. Mike. Alex. Diane. Steve. Okay. And Diane. I'm sorry, Dana. Dana. All right. Washington State it is. Colorado, Texas Tech. Steve Davidson. Jimmy. All right. What else I got? Alex. Mike. Diane. Uh, Steve. And Dana. Thank you. Okay. Missouri or Missouri, depending where you're from, against Oklahoma. Steve Davidson. All right. Jimmy. Mike. Alex. All right. Diane. Steve. Dana. I'm going with Missouri. All right. Texas, Florida. Steve Davidson. Jimmy. Mike. Alex. All right. Uh, Diane, you're still here, right? Steve, Dana, I'm going Texas. Okay, good matchup here next week, guys. Listen to this. Listen to this one: Georgia versus Ole Miss. Steve Davidson, Jimmy, Mike, Alex, Diane, Steve, and Dana. So am I. Unanimous. Army, North Texas. Oh, the short breeze. Steve Davidson, Jimmy, Mike, Alex, Diane, Steve, and Dana. Go Army. Yep. 21st rank, by the way. No joke. All right. All right. Number one, Oregon versus Maryland. All right, Steve. Steve Davidson. Upset. Okay. Dana, I'll go with you on this one. No, it's Oregon and Maryland. All right. I said Oregon and Maryland. Okay. Jimmy, Alex, Diane, Steve. Exactly. Third quarter. Third quarter. All right. Mike. All right. Notre Dame. Florida. Notre Dame's back in the top 10, guys, too. Wow. Notre Dame, Florida State. I'll repeat it again. Notre Dame, Florida State. All right. Steve Davidson. All right. Uh, Mike. Oh, yeah. Jimmy. You can say that again. Alex. Diane. Steve. Yes. And Dana. All right. Go Irish. All right. Alabama, LSU. Steve Davidson. Do I have to take a guess? Thank you, James. Thank you. All right. Steve, do I have to take a guess on this? Alabama, US, LSU. Do I have to take a guess? He says Alabama. All right. Jimmy. Mike. All right. Alex. They're playing LSU. They're playing out in Louisiana. All right. Diane. Steve. Dana. And Matthew. Welcome back. I'm gonna go with LSU. They're good at home, so I gotta give them that. All right, last in the top 25, number 9 BYU versus Utah. That's right, BYU in the top 10. Steve Davidson. Ooh, well, they're playing at home. Okay, I'll give you that. Uh, Jimmy, Alex, Mike, Diane, Steve, Dana, and Matthew. So am I. Glad guys taking be Utah. Do you guys know something I don't know? No comment. Right. Okay. Uh, one game, of course. Okay, one game outside. Right, one game outside of top 25. This is for local interest, of course, but anybody can chime in. Rutgers, Minnesota. Mike, Diane, Alex, Jimmy, Jimmy. Thank you. Steve Davidson. I figured you'd say that. Steve Kent, Matthew. I'm afraid I have to go Minnesota as well. Sorry, Rutgers. All right, moving on to the NFL. You guys ready? Dana. Okay. I thought I got you on that one, but I guess not. All right. All right. So who had the Jets beside me? By the way, what way making that play where you drop the ball before you got to the goal line? How dumb can you be? I mean, you learn that Pee Wee League. I mean, that's the oldest thing you learn. Not even a rookie. Guys, listen carefully. You learn that when you play Pee Wee League. You learn that your whole life that you don't do that, and all of a sudden, just because you're a rookie, you make a fumbling mistake and you do it before you cross the goal line. How stupid can you be? That's indeed number three for the by the way. Yeah, I know, but still, uh-huh. But still, I mean, that's something you learn right away, and you make a dumb mistake. Luckily, he didn't lose the game. Yeah, right. Yeah, you can say that again. Okay, right. Exactly, but still, I mean, that is so ridiculous. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to this week's games. Okay, Cowboys, Falcons, Steve Davidson, Mike, Jimmy, right? Alex, Diane, Steve, Diane. I'm sorry, Dana. All right, Matthew. All right, Matthew. I'm going with the Cowboys. Dolphins, Bills. Diane. All right, Steve Davidson. Jimmy, Mike. All right. Steve, Dana, Matthew. He did it again. Easy. Okay, yeah, yeah. Bills should win. I mean, the Dolphins are just trash this year. Okay, Raiders, Bengals. Steve Davidson. I wouldn't say easy, but okay. Jimmy, Mike, Alex. All right. Diane, Steve, Dana, Matt, Greg. Yeah, yeah. I'll forget the joke on that one. I'm gonna go Bengals too. All right. Chargers, Browns. Steve Davidson. All right. Jimmy, you're gonna go what? Okay. Okay, Mike, Alex. Okay, Diane, Steve. All right, Dana, Matt, Greg. Go with the Browns. I'm gonna go with the Chargers. All right. Them versus the Titans. Steve Davidson. You're gonna go with the Titans. All right. Jimmy. Okay. Mike. Mike. All right. Okay. Alex. Diane. Steve. Okay. Good point. Dana. Matthew. Greg. I'm gonna go with the Titans anyway. Commanders. Giants. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Commanders. Giants. Steve Davidson. Dana. Of course. Uh, Jimmy. Mike. Alex. Okay. Steve. Matt. Greg. I'm gonna go Commanders. All right. Saints. Okay. Saints. Uh, Panthers. Steve Davidson. All right. Jimmy. Mike. All right. Uh, Alex. It's the Saints and the Panthers. All right. Um, yeah, Diane. Steve. Dana. Greg. Matt. I'm gonna go with the Saints too. Broncos. Ravens. Steve Davidson. Jimmy. Alex. Mike. Dana. Diane. Diane. Steve. Dana. Matt. Greg. Yes. All right. Ravens it is. Jaguars. Eagles. Jimmy. Of course. Steve Davidson. Alex. Mike. Diane. Steve. Dana. Okay. Matt. Greg. Eagles. Yeah, flag and eagle. Okay, Steve Miller. All right. The Bears versus the Cardinals. Steve Davidson. Jimmy. No, they're not. You're right. All right. Alex. Mike. Diane. Steve. Dana. Matt. Greg. I'm going with Carls. I never win the Bears anyway. Okay. Good game of the week right here, guys. Lions. Packers. Steve Davidson. You better not be. Yeah. Okay. Jimmy. Okay. Okay. Alex. Mike. This is not be an easy game, guys. Telling you right now. Diane. Oh, I get it. All right. Steve. Dana. Good one. Matt. Matt. And Greg. Tough one, but I think I'm gonna go with the Packers at home. Call me crazy, but that's how I see it. All right, next up. Uh yeah. Rams, Seahawks. Steve Davidson. Really? Jimmy? Alex? Mike? Okay, Diane. All right, okay. Steve. Dana. Matt. Greg. I'm gonna go with Seahawks too. Colts. Vikings. Steve Davidson. All right. Jimmy. Mike. All right. Diane. Okay. Hold on a second. All right, Steve. Dana. Matt. Greg. I'm gonna say Vikings. And finally, Bucks. Chiefs. Steve Davidson. Jimmy. Mike. All right, Diane. Let me see who else. Okay, Steve. Dana. Matt. And Greg. Okay, I'm going with the Chiefs too. Okay. All right. Sorry if you guys are having trouble with your microphones. I don't know what it is. And you said what? Okay. And the Steelers and 49ers. Okay. And Steelers and 49ers have the week off. All right, guys. Well, the college basketball season is upon us. It begins officially on Monday, and here's some interesting notes. It also means that there's an eye out on the NBA draft for the top individual players who might be playing in the NBA teams a year from now. Not only is number 5 Duke a potential Final Four team, it has multiple projected first round picks, including 3 in the lottery and 3 likely overall number 1 pick, according to USA Today in the mock draft. What else is there? Plus, the Blue Devils have released 2 other players that could be drafted. Number 3, UConn. Number 9, Arizona. And number 10, North Carolina have multiple projected first round picks and continuing a trend that are multiple players born outside the U.S. expected to go to the first round. How about that? Um, all right, now what do you make of Cooper Flag though? You know, yeah, but what do you? Oh, yeah, but right, Rutgers has 2 of them. Think so? Cooper Flag and Duke. Cooper, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, yeah, right, yeah. But I don't know. I mean, is he the real thing, or is he like all hyped up? Because for all we know, if he goes to the NBA, if he goes to the NBA, I mean, yeah, he could be great, but he could be another, like Ben Simmons, and we don't need another one of that, do we? Yeah, yeah, but let's All right, but look, Alex. Yeah, but wait. They say a lot of things about Ben. They say that about Ben Simmons too, and look what he turned out to be. So, are we looking at is he worth the hype, or is he going to be a bust if he gets to the NBA a year from now? All right, we'll see what he does, but you never know with these. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. All right, Ace Bailey of Rutgers, number two, a freshman guard, 6'10", uh, 33 points per game and 15-point rebounds. Not bad. I like it. Number three, also from Rutgers, Dylan Harper, a freshman, 6'6", high school stats, 22.4 points per game, 5.7 rebounds, and 2.7 assists. I like it. I like it. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do every pick, because it's way too long. So we'll just do like I think 10. All right. So moving on. Number four, BJ Edgecombe from Baylor, freshman guard at 6'5". No other stats available. I wonder why. Don't get me. I didn't write this stuff up, folks. Uh, Number five, one of the we were just talking about one of the players from outside the U.S. Nolan Tarot Saint Quentin from France. France top tier pro league, 10.43 points per game, 5.4 assists, and a field goal percentage of 36.8. Not bad. But I got to come with our side, people. Another foreigner, Hugo Gonzalez of Spain, Real Madrid, the Spanish top tier pro league stats, 2.5 points per game and 45% field goal range. Not bad. Liam McNeely of UConn. Okay, that's a familiar name. High school stats: 13.7 points per game, 4.5 rebounds. Um, that's all I got there. Drake Powell, North Carolina, freshman guard. High school stats: 17.7 points per game, 7.9 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 57% from field goal range, and 41% from 3-point land. Hey, you gotta like that shot, guys. I mean, that's pretty good. Those are pretty good stats right there. I think I go a Powell on this one. Yeah. Then Sarif Raptaharm from Germany. Uh, he comes from the Israel Pro League. 10.1 points per game, 3.5 assists, and 2.9 rebounds, and 38.7% field goal range. And finally, Coleman Maluk from Duke comes from the African Basketball League. 18.2 points per game, 13.5 rebounds, and a field goal percentage of 60.3%. We got like that. That's your top 10. I still think Powell is the best to come out of that. I mean, with those numbers, yeah. Cooper, yeah, let's see if he lives up to the hype because you never know with that. On paper, he looks good, but you know, sometimes the top number one draft picks don't seem to do the job right. They get all hyped up and then become a flop. So I'm not gonna bet. I'm not gonna bet any money on Cooper. That was summer league though, but yeah, think so. Right. Yes. I wish him the best in the draft, but you know how some of these draft picks can be. So gotta be careful. All right. So we'll go this week in sports history since I forgot last week. Not intentionally, but we ran out of time. All right. Um, we'll go more recent history. Right. 1938, Boston Red Sox first baseman Jimmy Fox is voted the most valuable player in the American League for the third time. Yuck. 1960, Yankee outfielder Roger Maris beats teammate Mickey Mantle for American League MVP by a margin of 225 to 222, the second closest race ever. 1958, Rams beat the Bears 41-35 before 90,000 plus fans at the LA Coliseum, an NFL single attendance record. Wow. Uh, wow. All right, 1969, Gordie Howe at 41 years old picks up his 19th and final hat trick as the Red Wings beat Pittsburgh 4-3. Howe was the oldest player to ever have a hat trick. 1971, Orioles pitcher Pat Dobson, no hits. The Yomiuri Giants, first no-hitter in history, an exhibition play between the American and Japanese teams, but just, you know, for interest. Steve Carlton is unanimously selected the National League Cy Young Player of the Year, 27 games with the Phillies, who had a team only won 59 games in 1972. Wow. 1974, Braves trade Hank Aaron to the Brewers for outfielder Dave May. What were you thinking? Steve Carlton, 1977, with his second Cy Young Award, outpointing Tommy John of the Dodgers. Carlton leads the National League with 23 wins and a 2.64 ERA. Wayne Gretzky has sold the Edmonton Oilers after just 8 games with the Indianapolis Racers of the WHA, scoring 6 points and scored 104 points in 72 games, both teams combined, and is named WHA Rookie of the Year on his way to a spectacular career. Yeah. LA Kings scored five. Get this, guys. LA Kings scored 5 goals in a span of 5.5 minutes, the fastest team in history, and just beat up on the Hartford Whalers, now the Carolina Hurricanes, 8-1, back in the old days of the Hartford Civic Center. Some of you might be too young to remember that. 1986, Greta Wirtz of Norway wins her eighth New York City Marathon with a time of 2 hours, 28 minutes, and 6 seconds. And I actually met Greta back in 1992. A shortstop, Walt Weiss wins AL Rookie of the Year. In the third straight for Oakland, Jose Canseco in 86 and Mark McGwire in 87. Do we really count that though? Yeah. Fake news. In 1988, Mexican radio station mistakenly reports that Mike Tyson died in a car crash. Not true. Not true. First regular season NBA game played outside North America by any professional sports team leagues as the NBA's Phoenix Suns beat Utah 119-96 in Tokyo. Oh, I wanted to mention something. How many of you know, of course, by a guy named Bob Costas? Yeah. Well, guess what, guys? He's calling. He's calling it a career. He's ending his career as he's hanging up his gloves. He's calling it a career for 44 years, and he is finally decided to call it quits. Well, he was a great sportscaster. Does anybody have a favorite memory of Bob doing any sportscasting? Does anybody have a favorite memory? Because I know I do. I got mine. I got one in particular. Game one, Bernie's home run against the Orioles in 1996. Oh yeah. Sorry. Okay, and Saints quarterback Derek Carr is expected to start against the Panthers tomorrow. Head coach Dennis Allen said Wednesday Jake Hunter will serve as the backup, despite the fact that rookie Spencer Rattler started several games in Carr's absence. Carr went down in the loss of the Chiefs earlier this month after he took a hard hit near the end of the game. He has not played since that point, marking his longest absence since 2017 in a game against Thursday where he broke his ankle. The Saints started at 2-0, but have not won since. Rattler the Saints to a 51-27 loss to the Bucks, his first start, and the Saints will enter Sunday's game with a 6-game losing streak, the longest streak in 19 years. Carr thrown for 989 yards and 8 touchdowns with 4 interceptions, while completing 70% of his passes in 5 games this season in the Big Easy. And the Panthers are even worse at 1-7. The Saints beat the Panthers in the opening week 47-10. Bryce Young will start for the Panthers as Andy Dalton recovers from his thumb injury. Yeah. And one sad news report, 49ers quarterback, hold on, Steve. 49ers cornerback, excuse me, Travis Ward announced on social media that his 1-year-old daughter, Amani Joy, tragically passed away. We don't know what it was from, but it's very sad to lose a child at that young age. She passed away Monday morning. She was blessed. Yes. Does anybody know what she actually passed away from? Because I didn't get the full information. She had what? Okay, yeah, it didn't say in the initial report. Thanks for clearing that up, Steve. All right, gang. That's about the time all we have. I gotta go. I gotta make way for my buddy Rasal. I'll be joining him in a little while. Next week we're gonna take care of the free agent fantasy in baseball. We'll do the marathon wrap up, maybe some Breeders' Cup wrap up with the horse racing, and of course NFL. Oh, does anybody have any quick thoughts on the NFL from Week 9, Week 8? Anybody? Well, the 1 yard touchdown grab for the Jets, I think, was the highlight of the week. Even though I don't normally think that 1 yard catches are much to write home about because it's only 1 yard, but it was a great catch, and I have to give him that. All right, guys, results coming up, so I gotta get out of here. Well, yes. All right. So on that note, good night. We'll see you next week. All right. Good night. See you next. We'll hear from you next week. Yeah.
Wake up,
All right.
huh? Oh, you didn't. You weren't quiet for 1 minute.
No, I guess not.